there's days when you are at your best and I called it a range where you could be in your full personality range. And it's very hard to do that. Like, it's not like something that you can force yourself into, which I think is kind of interesting to think about because it is your personality, but you find the people that bring out that in you, and it's bringing out the you. And I feel very much me when I'm with you. Am I gonna cry?
I'm not, but you might.
I might. You're not gonna cry.
I'm your host, Sara Walsh, and welcome to Attainable Podcast.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Attainable Podcast. I'm doing a formal intro to this one because, and this is I'm recording this the day after we actually recorded this podcast, or rather the night after. And this is going to be a doozy. This is a really, really fun episode, and we're going to be talking about friendship and specifically friendships in adulthood. But the best part is you get to be kind of a fly on the wall in a conversation with me and one of my best friends, Sara Walsh. So we are the two Saras. And it's like a conversation with all of us. It's you, me, and Sara hanging out. It's hysterical. This is going to be one of those that you kind of want to listen to on your drives or when you're working, or just sort of something to have on where you get to hang out with your friends. And that's the vibes. So I hope those vibes match what you need right now. So anyway, I wanted to give a brief intro though, because we basically start talking immediately when the microphone comes on. And this gives a little bit of context. However, I love you guys so much and I hope you enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to the Attainable Podcast. This is a very fun episode because I have a guest. And not only do I have a guest that's not on Zoom, a guest that's right next to me. Oh, yeah. And we are filming in real life. So she needs to make sure she understands her place with the mic.
Hello.
Today's going to be a fun episode. Not only because I have a guest in real life and not on Zoom. Not only because it's another episode of Attainable Podcast, which is great. I'm sorry, am I touching you?
No, your cord was.
Oh, sorry.
But
because we're also drinking. So it's going to be one of those. We just felt that would elevate the episode a little bit. Not that drinking needs to elevate, but I thought it would add a little spice. And today's episode actually stemmed from conversations that we were having today. And I thought, you know what, we really need to bring a mic into this because it was interesting conversations. And our origin story as friends was interesting, which then got into the topic of like making friends in adulthood. So that's what we're going to talk about today. However, I still haven't said your name. So I'm talking with one of my best friends, Sara Walsh.
Hi. This is funny because when we did Sara and Swimco, like that episode, we didn't say the name until the very end either.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like that's just amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, perfection. I wonder but usually I do a intro. Like I'll get off like guest episodes, I get off of the episode and I will say
you did.
Okay.
But it was really funny because we got to the end of the episode and you literally paused and you're like, did we ever say the name of your company? And I was like, oh my god, no, we didn't. And you're like, okay, so what's the name of your company? And we were literally in the last like minute of our 55 minutes. That
tracks. Mm-hmm. So now we're gonna get that over with. Your name is Sara Walsh. We are friends. We've been friends since March. And this is a really good example of making friends in adulthood, because we, I guess, we became friends. I was 24. You were 23, right?
It's 24.
You were 24?
No.
No.
Oh my god, I was 23.
You were 23.
You're right.
We turned 24 and 25 this year.
You're right. Okay.
So how did we meet? And you guys, if you've seen my social media, or specifically if you're on Be Real, you have seen Sara. And yes, it is Sara. And Sara, she is without an H. We forgive her for that. And I
don't pronounce the H in Sara.
Yeah, but it's kind of something that people need to know. Just more of a
I just remember my French teacher
check
pronouncing it as Sara. And I was like, bro.
You're French?
Yes. I took Latin, but she was French. She's from France. So she pronounced it. I was like, I don't have an H. I don't know what this is.
I don't remember my French teachers saying it like that.
So she said it was so weird.
How did he say it? But he was also from the Congo. So I always think like
she was from like France.
Like had I like gotten, which I actually was quite good at French by the end of that class, but had I like
I did not take French.
I'm sorry?
She was just French.
Oh, she was
French.
From
France. I was taking Latin.
I see. Okay, anyway, what I was saying.
Anyway, about
me. So I realized like if I would have gotten like good at French enough to then speak to a French person, I'm wondering if my accent, and I guess that's how I originally learned French. So if I learn it again, like, will this still stay? If my accent will mimic like somebody from the Congo, because I learned it from somebody from the Congo.
Did you say you want to learn French?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to find a person that will teach me French because I loved learning it. And I was actually quite good at it, but I only took a year because I'm an idiot. And I left my language to my last year of college. Speaking of which, any college students in there or going to college that are listening, don't leave your language till the end, because I then discovered I loved French my senior year. And
I took Italian my freshman year.
And you didn't keep going?
Well, I had to go. I was in the hospital during a test, and she tried to give me a 0 on the test because apparently being in the hospital wasn't good enough reason to miss the test. So
I don't get when professors are on their high horse.
Like, I'm taking it on Duolingo right now.
Duolingo is going to teach me nothing.
Yeah, it's probably
and it's not Duolingo's fault. It's mine.
It's making me feel better about it.
Oh, that's good.
I have like 136-day streak.
It's not bad. Can you speak any? No. Right, of course. So
I can read it. I just can't speak it.
It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I just can't speak it.
Yeah, I think
I would need like consistent. A human being to speak it.
I need to learn it. Like I literally want somebody to meet me in person. Like we go to Starbucks like twice a week, and I need them to like hit me upside the head when I get something wrong. Like that's the kind of teaching that I need.
In the booth next to you at Starbucks. I'm gonna wear a little hat, go in disguise, and be literally listening to you.
Okay, how did we meet? Do you want Facebook? That's a very millennial thing to do.
That is actually.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Facebook is good for about nothing. However, when you need something, particularly that maybe your mom's friends would like have, this doesn't pertain to you, but like jobs, if you need, I don't know, a shovel, like things that like
what are you doing with the shovel?
It doesn't matter what you do with this stuff, but what I'm saying is like Facebook is good when you need things because it's where
good groups.
They have good groups, and it's where all your mom's friends are, and they will rally around you to make sure that you're starting a business, you're freaking making handmade dolls out of like grass, like they will rally around you. Karen, Sharon, and Betty will, you know what I mean? Like whenever.
I love how you rhymed with the first two and just threw in Betty.
Felt right. Like Facebook's good for that. And so, and I'm a big advocate for that, but what I was looking for was a very specific friend because I have a lot of friends. I just like to say I'm a very social person. And I love my friends, but
that was a quick disclaimer right there. Disclaimer, Sarah has friends.
have friends. However, my friends were in different states. Or not different states, different cities. At this time, I was still freelancing, and so my schedule was really kind of like whack. And so they had, I would say, like regular 9-to-5 jobs that also required.
Like it should be noted. I met you 3 to 4 days before you went viral on TikTok.
Yeah. Like a couple days. Wild. Yeah. So in March. Mm-hmm. So I was looking for a friend who was also one in my line of work. I had nobody to talk about social media too, because at that point I was working in like freelance social media, like social media management. I wanted somebody with a schedule as flexible as mine, where if I woke up one day and I said, let's go to the aquarium, they could be like, boss up, let's go. And who would like, or were my similar interests, like beach, TikTok. I think these are things I like listed on post. I was like, okay. So I went on Facebook to the work from home girls group in Charleston.
Is that what it was in?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure because I
didn't know what group it was in.
It's a work from home. There was a Facebook group for girls, women that worked from home in Charleston. And so I asked, I was like, look, I'm looking for a friend, flexible schedule, also works in social media, likes the beach and TikTok. And a couple of people answered, and Sarah answered, and she was like, hey, I like TikTok, I like the beach, and I also work in social media. Let's meet up. So we decided to go to a coffee shop. I hate coffee.
I also hate coffee.
We didn't know this.
Cannot stand coffee.
We went to this coffee shop, met up, and neither of us ordered coffee. We found out the other also hates coffee. But like, where are you gonna meet us? Like, literally, where you
can't.
Where else are you gonna
like,
meet?
Everyone's like, let's go get coffee.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, great. I hate it, but sure.
Yeah, you get something else.
Also, most places have hot chocolate for me to get, which is like my vibe, not your vibe.
No, I do matcha. But here's the thing: like, real coffee shops make matcha that's like real matcha, which is gross. And I'm used to Starbucks matcha.
Okay. Well, this coffee shop doesn't have hot chocolate, so I literally like got there and I was like, I'll have water.
Yeah, you didn't have anything.
I literally drank
so
water.
Odd. And then I had their nasty matcha.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then I got so bloated.
Really?
Yeah, I remember saying bye to you and like while I was
oh wait, you told me this. Yeah. You did.
Did I tell you after? Okay,
yes,
so
you told me like literally only a month ago you told me that.
Yeah, I remember saying bye to you and I was in so much pain and I got in the car and like unbuttoned and like my stomach was so like bloated. Like it was gigantic.
We were there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing. That's it. So we met up and we were talking. We look around, realize there's no one else in the coffee shop and the woman is sweeping. They had closed not like 10 minutes, like 30 minutes before. And the worker, like the woman who was working the counter, she said nothing to us. I was like, girl, kick us out. Like we will never stop talking. And so then we left. And the next time we hung out, I was going to Trader Joe's.
Yes.
And I just like texted you. I was like, yo, I'm going to Trader Joe's. Want to go? And you said, yeah. And I was like, cool. See you in 10. Sure. Like I picked you up. And it was, which also, you were so out of my way. Like
that's the thing. You were like, should we meet there? I'll pick you up. And I was like, I don't care. And you're like, I'll pick you up. And I'm like, I live kind of like.
Yo, no, that was stupid. Because like literally, so it was probably 25 minutes to her house. It's 30 minutes to Trader Joe's from my house. So it's
also 30 minutes to Trader Joe's from
her house. So what would have been a 30-minute to Trader Joe's and back, because for some reason Trader Joe's won't come to freaking like near me. They have to be in Mount Pleasant. I drove to West Ashley, picked her up, 25-minute drive. 30 minutes to Trader Joe's. We're at an hour now. I was with you for hours.
And we were stuck in traffic.
And Charleston traffic, which was like an hour.
To West Ashley,
it was like an hour to get to your house and then 45 minutes to get to mine. It's like 2 hours drive time. Like what?
That was probably that was dumb.
Yeah. And then we just never stopped hanging out.
Yeah.
So people like ask like, how do you make friends in adulthood? I immediately go, I'm like, bro, Facebook. Like Facebook. Yeah. However, what am I doing this week? I'm going to a swing dancing class.
You did? Oh, you told me that.
Yeah. She texted me. Wait.
You going by yourself?
Yeah.
I want to see Joseph swing dance.
Me too. I don't think Joseph wants to see Joseph swing dance. Yeah, it's more of a me interest. I like put in one of those inquiry forms at a dance studio, and then they texted me. They're like, hey, like, when you want to come visit? And so we got a thing for like Tuesday. And then my instructor, she said, hi, Sarah, this is so-and-so. I'm going to be your instructor Tuesday. Do you have any questions? Whatever. And I asked what I wear. And then I also asked, like, if I join the class, like, do I need a partner? Because I never understood how that works. Like, if you don't have a partner, how do you join a swing dancing class? You know what I mean?
Did you do swing dancing in elementary school?
No. No, we did friggin' line dancing.
Maybe that's what. Is there a difference?
Yeah. There's 100% difference.
Okay.
Line dancing is like the cha-cha slide, and
I have so many follow-up questions, but I feel like they're just not necessary right now.
You're allowed to.
Thank you for the permission.
Yeah, you got it.
What is swing dancing?
Swing dancing is like, I don't know what that was. Swinging your arm around.
Like I'm imagining
swing dancing
your
is
arms in the other person's arm, and you're like skipping.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. Yeah, I mean it's a type of partner dance. Certainly not ballroom, and it's not like
swing dancing ballroom.
No, but like typically when people think partner dancing, like they think ballroom.
No,
swing
I'm
dancing.
Picturing like hillbillies making their knees go up and down with their elbows interlocked.
No, I wouldn't say that was it. No.
Also, when I say hillbillies, I picture just Southerners as hillbillies.
That
Is that bad?
That's offensive. It really is. Mrs. Massachusetts.
Sorry, that's just how I picture like
Southerners dancing. No, I hear what you're saying, and they're I think that's like a general.
Or I think of like Footloose. Where was
Wait,
Footloose?
hold on. You think of Footloose as hillbillies?
No, Southerners.
Okay. Interesting.
Where was that filmed?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Like,
you talking about what Footloose are you talking about? You talking about Footloose with oh, she's so pretty. You know
Julianne Hough?
Yeah.
That was the one I pictured. I've seen both.
The original, right. I've seen both. The original is with Kevin Bacon. Yeah. The one with Julianne Hough made me question my identity. Like,
she is the prettiest.
She's gorgeous, and the guy was extremely attractive.
Her is like a redheadish.
Oh,
whatever that was.
Is there a hair color Julianne Hough cannot pull off? Also, 100% Footloose is what turned me on to partner dancing first.
Yeah.
Which has been then an interest of mine since middle school that I am just acting on now. So that's good. Like, but it's funny that you said Footloose, because I can guarantee you, like, if I go backtrack my interest of partner dancing, it would go back to Footloose. Movies are so
I pictured it as South because it was like the pastor, like, was her dad or something.
No, it's very like, Southern thing,
and a very Southern. That's not
and like the hillbilly Southern stereotype, like, that's a very real thing, and like
that's the other thing I picture.
And you being from the North, like, I 100%, I know what you're saying. Without like the offensive part.
I'm not meaning that to be offensive.
No, I totally.
That's what my brain goes to.
100%. I hear what you're saying. People, I don't think there's as many stereotypes around Southern or Northerners besides that you're mean, which I don't even think is like a true. Like, it's not the same.
Outer shell is mean, but like, we are nice people. We're just not as friendly, like, up front.
Yeah,
like that's 100%.
Yeah, but I don't think there's like, that's not the same type of stereotype as people looking at the South and thinking they're hillbillies.
That is true.
There's not like an equivalent for the North, I don't think. I mean, there's Yankee, but like, what the hell is a Yankee?
Times I moved to Charleston.
Like, what is a Yankee?
I don't
truly
know. Oh my god, people would they're like, yeah, you're a Yankee, and I go, no, actually, I like the Red Sox. Every single time, without fail, that was my response.
No, but I want you like. Truly, like, you could describe a hillbilly. I don't know what like, you could even tell me what a hillbilly wears. I could not tell you what a Yankee
asshole
wears.
New Yorker. By the way, my mom's from New York. I love New York, but yes, asshole.
I think that must be what people are talking about. I'm just not. I'm just not sure.
I don't really.
I think that's a me thing. It's not like a general. What is a Yankee?
Like, I can picture a masshole, like a Boston person.
What'd you say?
Masshole.
Masshole.
That's what we're referred to.
Okay.
Fully, I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Especially when we drive.
Right.
I can picture someone from Boston.
Yeah.
Can you swear on a podcast?
Yeah. I say fuck.
Okay, great. It's because it's a lot of like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, that's.
Yeah.
And no one means it offensive. No, we do. It depends on
the context.
Yes.
100%.
But it's a lot of like, fuck you or fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, that's like definition of Boston.
This brings me into an entirely new conversation.
Okay. I don't think we have followed any conversation,
which I knew this podcast would do, and I don't know how I'm going to title this podcast to or I'll just preface it with being like, this is going to be a fun, like, we are chit-chatting.
This is a podcast, my ADHD friend.
That's true. I did not understand truly. You know how many times I've said this to people? I don't know why I've been having conversations about ADHD with people. But it's just like kind of come up, and I say each time, I did not understand ADHD until I lived a week with my friend Sarah. Really, truly, I'm not shitting you. I really use ADHD. Like, people just throw that around.
They
like,
do.
I have ADHD.
It's very much like,
and
it is interesting if you say someone you're neurodivergent and you have a chemical imbalance, and like, you like explain it in what the technical terms ADHD is.
Right.
People are like, oh my god. And you say I have ADHD, and if people are like, oh.
Yeah. Like, people, like, they don't, it's not the same.
Yes.
And so I didn't realize how much I did not understand it, because it's sort of a phrase that's like thrown out a lot. So and you told me you had ADHD, and I did the same thing. Like, in my head, I was like, oh yeah. Like, you know, a lot of people do, whatever. And then Sarah visits me often, and it's great, guys. She's one of those, this is how you find like good friends. I want to talk a little bit about like how you really figure out if you vibe with a friend and like those type of things. One of my categories that has been checked off with Sarah is that when she stays with me, I don't have to worry. I don't really have to entertain at all. She comes, there's a routine. She comes, we go to the grocery store together because she eats a lot more protein than Joseph and I do. So we always have to buy her a pack of chicken. Because, well, actually, I'll be honest, you buy your own pack of chicken because you're a very considerate person. And because we never have chicken for her because we never keep chicken in our fridge. Anyway, she's very easy to have over. So when she stays, like she'll you know, you stayed a week. Last time you stayed, you were with us for at least a week and a half, maybe more.
I don't even know how long
and we
I was
didn't
there. I
like
just kept staying.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we didn't really put an end time. We were just like, you're just gonna be here. And
my dad eventually texted me and was like, are you coming home?
Yeah, it's a very fun time. But when when she stays over, you know, she's with us for a while, and so we get almost like more like roommates. Like it's less entertaining a guest and more like being with a roommate. And because we work and like, you know, we're not planning activities, it's just we're going through our day-to-day life. The fun part is just she's in the next room. But the first time like we did that, like I actually got to see like how you work and how your brain, you know, you're very vocal. Of course, like we're chit-chatting all day. So I'm really kind of getting the live action view of how you're thinking.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I was like, oh my God, I've never had an understanding of this like I do now. I don't remember how we got in this conversation, but yeah.
I'm very curious what I was doing that got you an understanding.
I don't remember specifics, like
because it's funny because I don't realize what I'm doing.
No, you know,
that is.
I think, which I think it was part of the thing. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, I can't focus. Oh, I can't focus. It was very much like it was the way you were speaking.
If you have ADHD, you can focus.
Right.
It's just on things you like.
Oh, interesting.
And depending on what mood your brain is in.
Interesting.
Sometimes it's not in the mood. Sometimes it is. Depends.
That takes. And you were very vocal about like I could hear how you were trying to manage yourself. Because you had things to do.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out. So I was hearing, like, I don't know, when we're together, we just say our thoughts out loud. So like I was hearing how you were trying to manage yourself and your work the whole time. And then when we as myself as a person, I'm very much like bounce conversation to conversation. I like, so we can interact in that way.
Yeah.
But it's very different. But with that kind of conversation style, I can then hear how you think. And honestly, also the fact that you can keep up with me and we can go on like that for hours.
Yes.
Was very fascinating to me. So I was like, interesting. She just kind of rolls with it. Yeah. I don't know
how the microphone can hear me when I say yeah that quietly.
I don't know. You might want to lean. You should scoot your Meshuggah. Hey, what's Meshuggah?
I have absolutely no clue.
I think I heard that on a show.
Words and phrases that I really don't know what they mean. And sometimes you use them and I just like nod along because I really don't know what they mean.
A lot of times I use things and I don't actually know what they mean.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyways, how did we get here?
I really don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, so let's get sort of on a track at hand. I find that his thing, guys, is this episode is not going to be organized, but it will be entertaining. You're going to be with us throughout this conversation. It will be fun. You can listen in your car. This will be very much like a friendly, we're just hanging out. There's times when we are tactical and I'm giving you listicle, very organized, like advice and tips, and we're having conversations like that. This isn't one of those. Okay. Anywho's how did you know that we would be friends? How did you know that, okay, this is a long-term friend, and like, how do you think, or rather, why do you think we work as friends?
Well, the first time we met, when we literally talked for 2 hours without shutting up.
Yeah.
Not many people can do that with me because my brain does go in about 5,000 different directions at once that I can't follow. So I don't know how another person follows it. So that I have this very weird thing where I constantly think that people are pretending to like me. and pretending to be friends with me. And then in reality, they hate me. I've had it forever, like since I was a kid. Like I'm convinced that they're not actually friends with me and that they're probably talking behind my back about something.
Is it like a logical versus subconscious thing?
I think so.
I have those. It's not the same, but I was just having a conversation with Joseph last week about my logical versus my subconscious voice, and it's extremely frustrating.
Yeah.
I think that could be an entire episode by itself, and I would definitely need a professional to go on the podcast and talk about that.
Talk to me.
Yes.
But it's funny because like every once in a while, it happens a lot when I'm like hanging out with friends, or like I feel like, you know what it is? I think it might stem from my ADHD. Like I think I would talk about things and I would get excited about things, and when I get excited, like I talk fast, I switch topics really quickly, that kind of thing. Yeah. And people like when I was younger either would tell me to shut up or just wouldn't respond. Like I literally wouldn't get a response. So I think my brain was almost like, oh, I'm annoying. And that's like what it did. So like every once in a while, like, am I annoying her? Like stresses me out. Oh my God. And then I'm like, okay, I'm being stupid. I'm literally just like messing with my own head. But I don't have it as often with you. Every once in a while. Yeah, but like that's never the issue.
I've never thought you were annoying. Not fucking once.
That's glad to hear.
Yeah. I'm positive I've annoyed you.
When we went to Trader Joe's, I like on the way after you dropped me off, and I was like, she thinks I'm annoying. She's never gonna talk to me again.
God. Well, I mean, there was time too of hanging out, so like you didn't know me.
Like that's more normal.
Yeah.
But like I literally convinced myself that I was annoying and then I was never gonna hear from you.
That's fantastic. What a plot twist. Never gonna hear from me again. Lol. Lol.
I feel like it's literally, I don't even know how to describe it. Like we both seem to like, you know how like normally you have to like be friends with someone for a while to be completely comfortable to not have a filter at all, which I have very little of filter in the first place.
But
around
you have something
like from the start, like I had
none.
There was nothing there.
Well,
it's just whatever goes in my brain.
This is what we were talking about today. Like, I was telling you, like, there is, there's days when you are at your best, and I called it a range where you could be in your full personality range, and I don't know, like almost like when you go to the fair and you hit you like smack the thing with the hammer and it goes all the way up. There's not many days that you're hitting your full personality. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like
at first I was imagining that game that pops out of the hole.
No, not the weasel thing, but like the bang and then it goes all the way.
Yeah.
Like there's not many days. Like on a normal day, you're working, like you're just going through life. Like you're not hitting your full like personality range or full like happy range, high range. And it's very hard to do that. Like it's not like something that you can force yourself into, which I think is kind of interesting to think about because it is your personality, but you find the people that bring out that in you, and it's bringing out the you. And I feel very much me when I'm with you. Am I gonna cry?
No, I'm not, but you might.
I might. You're not gonna cry. I'm gonna hold on. No, it's good. We're fine. It's good. Oh my God. No, it's fine. Just give me a second.
Give me a second.
Okay, it's good. No, I just
said Kermit the Frog.
Like I feel no, it's like I'm just gonna bulldoze it. Like I feel very much.
I'm sorry, the visual I just got of that bulldozing, you driving a bulldozer.
Like
sorry.
I can be completely me with you, and it's fun because it's not. I can't look at you. I'm gonna look down. It's fun because like, I think that we innately like the full. I'm not looking at you. Full range of ourselves. No, I can't. Okay, we're good. We like the full range of ourselves. Because that's when we're the happiest, and I think we can walk away being like, wow, like I was totally unfiltered, raw. I don't even think raw really describes it, but just pure, like purely me, and it feels really good. And that's when we hit, I think, some of our highest like vibrations, our like highest positive states. And so like today we hung out all day. We were doing a market for her amazing swimwear line, Siren Swim Co. You should 100% check it out. We'll have all the links, whatever. we were at a market. Actually, we were at a Tanger Outlets, and we were doing like a pop-up shop. And we got to hang out all day, and it was great because like we ended the day and I realized like all day I had laughed, like I smiled a lot. It was a day of where I was hitting my full personality range because being with you like really brings that out, and I love that. And I think that's a huge reason why we work. There's nothing that I have to disclaim, subdue, like absolutely nothing. And I think that's a really good inclination. I'm thinking of like my other friends that I am close with and would call, people call them 3 a.m. calls, people call them like bridesmaid friends, people, whatever you want to call them, like that I would call.
I came along too late to be a bridesmaid.
You did. I was engaged and had already picked bridesmaids when you came along.
I was shocked when I got a wedding invite.
It was fast.
That late.
It was very fast. Like,
yes.
I mean, I got married in September and you came around in March. And to think like the development of a friendship to be like invited to the wedding, quick. It was very quick. But you were a no-brainer by like month 2, probably. Anyway, like I'm thinking of my other friends that are in that capacity or for lifers, you know, and it's the same sort of feeling. Like there's no disclaimers. I don't have to explain myself. They get my jokes, they get my intentions, and they get me. And I can also feel the most me around them, which I think is a really good, like if you're trying to gauge. First of all, I think if you're trying to gauge if somebody's a good friend, they're probably not.
Yes.
But
definitely true.
Yeah. But if you know, if it is something they're struggling with or wondering like how to find friends or what that feeling is, that's it. It's complete security, and you don't have to try.
Yeah, you have to keep walls up. Yeah. Around someone.
There's always going to be like
it's not a full,
almost like a dating period. Yeah. Like where you're finding them out, you're learning about them, and so. And you don't come out flying with your jokes like right away because they don't know you or your intentions. We kind of did a little bit, but we did a little bit. Yeah. But yes, I think it's okay to have like a learning period, but
But we also say like because of this, like our friendship, we would be great roommates. If Joseph did not exist. If Joseph was very happy Joseph exists.
So happy he exists.
But Joseph, I don't like you a little bit because you can't be roommates with Sarah.
No. You know how
I love you, Joseph.
Yeah. You know how we combat that? You're roommates with both of us when you stay with us for long periods of time.
Joseph, I'm just gonna keep coming to live with the 2 of you.
Yeah, which he's totally fine. Yeah, he's totally fine with. So you said somebody said that you were like a third wheel, and it's it's not a it's not really a wheel, more of a triangle. It's a triangle.
That sounds weird.
Because it's not a love triangle, but I said it's an even distribution of attention, because you and Joseph, not as good friends, but as far as vibes and like hanging out, like you guys, if I was not there, you guys could hang out as well. Like it doesn't, I don't need to be there to facilitate that relationship, which I really like, because I mean that's literally why we can basically live together.
Yeah, because you can disappear for hours.
Yeah,
and
you're totally fine.
Joseph took me for a ride in his car.
Oh yeah, where was I?
Great.